Welcome to Let's Curate's webcast series. Our second international jewelry exhibition, Opulent Handmade Treasures, is now live. This year, our objective is to present designers who thrive on maximalism as part of their creative core. Today, we're presenting one such amazing talent. American designer Trecy Bleich has mastered modern aesthetics using cold metal connection and hand-beaded techniques. Here she is to talk more about her collection for our exhibition. Hi, Trecy, and welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing very well and excited to have you with us today.
I'm so happy to join you.
You had a very unusual entry into this whole world of designing. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey so far?
So far, it's really more of a progression for me because I did start kind of unconventionally. I just fell into jewelry making, to be honest. I started late in life because I actually started in a career for business. And then just all of a sudden, my husband and I were at a crossroad where he was studying for an MBA. And his time was being occupied. So I'm just wandering in jewelry, like a craft store, and I had no idea that people could make their own jewelry. So that's how I started, but I was still working corporate America. Then after my son was born, I want to just completely, just be a hands-on mom, and that's pretty much how I started. So I consider myself self-taught because it was hard for me to go to school, caring for him. And I did finally take a metalsmith class, but I still consider myself self-taught.
That's incredible. And, it's interesting because there are multiple ways to, I guess, get into this field. You can either go through formal education and then work, under someone, have a mentor. But there are also so many creators who it just happens by chance. And that's the beauty, I guess, of this whole world, because you can enter it any which way. And I'm curious to know, you said your background, you were in corporate America at that point. Was there anything from that world that has, I guess, influenced you or has been some sort of a main inspiration behind your jewelry designs?
Yes, well, I grew up in South Georgia, so the aesthetic here is more, in my opinion, very traditional. And when I worked corporate America, I have a degree in marketing, and I worked in the kitchen and bath industry, which offered me to experience European designers, which is high-end kitchen and bath products made in Germany or made in Italy. And that's when I discovered modern design. And also my husband is also European, and traveling with him exposed me also to modern design, designers like Ross Lovegrove. And yes, so that's how I became, experienced, and then I would say, exposed to modern design.
Would you say your style is, I would say, I guess it's steeped in contemporary basis, like the foundation is contemporary because you use a lot of interesting metals. You mix a lot of metals when you're creating your jewelry. We have some of your beautiful pieces at our store in New York. And there's a very clear, unique perspective that you have in all your collections, even though it might vary from time to time in terms of what you're actually creating. But, as you were mentioning, this metal seems to be the common theme, but you also include a lot of hand-beaded work. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I like to implement cold metal because I feel that it elevates my design, because I use 14 karat gold field, and then I use sterling silver. And now I'm graduating to, or I should say, gravitating towards brass, because you can do a lot of things with brass because it's not as expensive as gold and silver. But the basis, I would say, is hand beading. I do a lot of wholesale, And I've noticed that my customers love the hand beadings. So of course I like to give my customers what they want. And plus hand beading is very, I don't know, it allows me to design what's going on in my head and my heart, because I do a lot of work that is inspired by my life and what I'm feeling at the moment. And I feel that everything has a meaning, and that's how I can implement my feelings within a design.
Now about your collection that you've specifically designed for our exhibition. We're so honored and thrilled to have such amazing pieces from you. Like I mentioned earlier, this year's theme is Opulent Handmade Treasures. Take us through a little bit of what your thought process was when you thought about the theme, and how did you come up with the pieces that you made for us?
Well, I guess more one that's probably more opulent maybe is the rice collection, where I have the very large brass bangle, but then I add hand beaded work. And the rice collection, lately it seems that society or politicians have been demeaning or not considering Black history within our education system. And normally I don't pay attention to politics, but for some reason that just struck a chord with me, because I know in Black history, we have contributed to this country, and it wasn't just physical labor, it was knowledge as well. So that's where the rice collection came from that women particularly were specifically brought over to the Americas to do rice cultivation, particularly in my state of Georgia and South Carolina. And the handwork is pretty much to let the wearers see that it's just rice just laying on the surface, and it's just hand beaded rice, where I use a glass bead called bugle, and it's just and it's supposed to symbolize rice. So it's just laying on the surface, and I just hand bead bugle beads and then round beads and then to make the whole collection to elevate the souls of these women who slaved in the rice fields during the 17th and 18th century of the development of America.
It's incredible. It's, to bring in that piece of history and that piece of, I would say, truth within your design is a very powerful statement to make.
It's part of my culture as a
communicating, like you're saying, the legacy and the culture and, the environment and what you want to say. And it's all through this beautiful piece of jewelry and the collection that you've created for us. There's one more set, there's one more part within the collection where you've used aluminum metal beads, to make these beautiful necklaces. Can you take us I think that kind of connects with the cold metal that you love working with. Am I right?
Well, actually, my husband introduced me to that metal, because I import the metal from his country of Germany, and I love working with it because the beads have a satin finish, and it's a variety of colors as well. It's kind of difficult to blend the colors because I want to, it's kind of hard for me to do a nice color story, I should say. And then, but once I get the right color story, I sell it because it's kind of hard to come up with another one. I don't know why, but yeah, it's I import this metal from Germany, and I love to hand bead with it, to put it with glass beads, or the only actually gemstone that I use is hematite. And yeah, I use it to bring out the color and to bring out a more contemporary look within my designs.
Incredible. So what's next, Trecy? What do you have in store? Any future collection ideas that you're kind of working on, or are you taking a break? How do you kind of move from one, I'm sure it takes so much to create even one piece. So, you've created this beautiful collection for us. So are you pausing for a bit, or you're ready for your next step?
Well, as a creator, I am a true creator, so I'm constantly thinking of other ideas. And plus, I told you I do a wholesale work, so it's like I have to continue to design. So right now, I feel that I want to venture more into fiber. Fiber is mixed metal with glass and aluminum and gold fill, all of the metals that I normally have been working with for at least 10 years now. And I still use the same materials. So I want to just put it all together within the fiber that I'm trying to test out and see how it goes. I will see in 2024.
Incredible. We cannot wait to see what you have up next. We're so honored to have collaborated with you so far, and we cannot wait to see what comes next from Trecy's unique aesthetic. Thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
For having me again.
I want to let everyone know that Opulent Handmade Treasures will go on until December 28th, and we hope you all enjoy and purchase these one-of-a-kind masterpieces. For more updates, follow us on Instagram at let's_curate. Happy curating, everyone.